Hello, hello, everyone. Here to answer your questions. I have a few um topics to go over, but just here to answer your questions. It's been a long day for me. But anyway, let me know. I'll get into the first topic, um which was about boundaries. And then if you were here on Soothing Sundays, we were talking about the whole boundary thing. And especially this is true if you tend to be just like a giving person, if you're just naturally actually generous. And there's a fine line between that because sometimes you're generous because you have codependent patterning and like you don't even know. You just like you're like, "Oh, I'm so giving and everything," but then you tend to attract narcissists or people that take, and it's very frustrating. If that's the case and you identify as a giver, you might have some codependent stuff going on, which is okay. Like I've certainly been there, and it's certainly been frustrating, which is why I talk about it. And I want to help you guys with it. So if you have that, just be aware of it. And I have noticed that people, just because of a lot going on, like people that are empathic or just like have a caretaking personality or give just they're just generous um, they're just generous by nature are having like a breakthrough in terms of like deciding whether they like can do this or not. It's like, okay, I need to have boundaries. And so the thing is like you have to decide what your boundaries are and like what feels good to give, what feels appropriate to give, and then what is just beyond your capacity, what's going to like basically send your nervous system into a not good place. Okay, so that's where we get to have that boundary. And also feeling good about that boundary. That is another level of healing that I think is always should be celebrated. It's kind of like, not only did I draw this boundary of saying no and understanding that no is a complete sentence, but I feel okay about it. I don't feel like, oh my God, my nervous system is going into this spiral because I said no, and now I'm going to be abandoned, and now I'm going to be anxious, and now I'm going to be, you don't feel that way anymore. You feel like, okay, I set a boundary, and if they don't like it, then that's okay. Because anyone that doesn't like disrespects your boundaries or doesn't like opposes them anyway actually doesn't care about you. They are looking at what can they get from you. So we want to know the difference. And that is so, I go through that with so many of my clients in my private practice. It's like, okay, can you have a boundary if they actually love, care, like support you, want the best for you, and they're not just looking at you as an object of like, what can I get from you? Then they'll be okay with you saying no. And they'll even be okay with like, hey, yeah, can I help you in some type of way? I didn't know that you were having whatever, like if you're tired or like you feel expended, which a lot of people that are givers tend to do, or some people that are getting over certain codependent aspects where they give too much are getting over. Brenda says, hey, hi, Brenda. Um, Suppose you get a chance in acting, what would you prefer? Okay, if you have real questions, let me know. Some people are on here and I'm like, are you drunk? Like, it's fine. Um, but if you are that way, I would recommend that you get a fucking life. And, the thing with the spammers, I'm like, how sad and like nothing is your life that you're like on YouTube spamming, especially for me because I'm on here just helping you guys. Like I have a full thriving practice and I'm on here just I want to create more content for you. I want to be able to answer your questions. I do get so many like DMs and it's like, okay, well, I can't afford therapy right now. And so I'm coming on here to answer your questions. And also, if you have that question, a lot of other people have the same type of questions. And so I have been getting a lot of questions around boundaries. That's why my post today was about that. Like, keep your boundaries. Your energy is so precious. Your time and your energy is so precious. Obviously, time is something that you can't get back, right? So we want to be very discerning with it. And it is a sense of, or when you become aware of that, where it's like, I don't have to just expend my energy all the time. I don't have to be in this state of anxiety where I'm constantly giving and giving so I don't feel abandoned and giving so they like me. When you stop doing all of that, well, first, when you recognize that you're doing it, and then when you can stop doing it and not feel anxious about like not over giving all the time, it's a wonderful place to be. The amount of freedom that you have when you do that is so wonderful. And then when you are able to do that, then you have all this room and you made all this capacity to do things that actually are important to you. It's like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to do this project, do this side hustle, have this type of relationship. I have so many clients that are like, they've set boundaries, they've set clear boundaries, and then all of a sudden they're like, I brought in, like, attracted, whatever, like this amazing relationship. Yeah, honey, because you made time for it. Like you made yourself emotionally and energetically available to have that relationship, which is wonderful. I want everyone, I create content and I have a coaching practice for you to be the best version of yourself in every area of your life, your health, wealth, relationships, career, and your spiritual orientation, relationship with God, whatever that is. They all go together. Everything is interconnected. Trust me. So we want to, when you start to understand how precious your energy is and to not just give it away to anything and to people, places, or things. Even when I work with people, especially one on one, they'll tell me, like, you know what? I've always had this like extra, for instance, like 10 pounds I wanted to lose. And it's like, now that I'm very like aware of my energy and what I give to, I'm not even wanting to eat that thing or do the like the extra drinking or whatever, staying out with people that don't do anything or watch this on TV. I'm telling you, it all goes together. So if you start to focus on one area of your life, like it will just all snowball in a good way. Hi, Peter. Peter says, Lauren, I've been reading Letting Go. I'm in the training wheels phase of acknowledging feelings. I've gotten better at not reacting to a feeling, but still not sure how to acknowledge and let go. Well, keep reading the book because that book, and just David R. Hawkins' work in general, Dr. David R. Hawkins, is fascinating. Like, he's just so good at explaining it in the most simple way. That is why I recommend that book all the time. Is because it just breaks it down in the most simplistic way. But when you said you don't have to, like, in the book Letting Go, he doesn't say to not react to it. He says to acknowledge it. Like, okay, it's there. And so what you don't want to do is like, oh my God, I'm feeling this way. Let me just push it down. Or like, people that are spiritual, they'll just be like, okay. Or like if you try to push it down, it will go somewhere in your nervous system. Your brain is here, your nervous system is all throughout your body. So if you decide to suppress it, you can get a heart attack. You can get certain things. Like, why do you think people have heart related issues with suppressed stress? This is not like everyone knows this. This has been scientifically proven. So, yeah. So, Peter, it's not about not reacting to it. It's just letting it be there, right? It's like, okay, this can just be there and I don't have to judge it. I'm not going to get shunned. I'm not going to get hurt or hit or whatever it is that maybe happened in the past. If you had a freaking emotion, it's not that it's something bad is going to happen if you have that emotion. So allowing yourself, like being kind and like loving enough to yourself to be like, I'm going to sit with this emotion. And when you do, you'll notice that it dissipates pretty quickly. Instead of shaming and guilting and all this like resistance energy, any fear-based things, that's like what our ego tries to do. What if you just sat with it? Whatever it is. That's what letting go, a lot of it is about. It's like, can you just sit there and acknowledge it? So keep reading it. I'm excited for you to, and again, I've read and listened to Letting Go. I can't even tell you how many times. I've read it so many times, and every time I read it, it's like learning. It's like I've never picked up the book before. It's like a light bulb moment. Okay. And I've been I've been a mental health practitioner for a long time, and I listen to it in the car just to get it in my subconscious mind, right? And I tell you guys this too, like, listen to these books when you're cleaning the house, and just so it can get into your subconscious mind, or as you're falling asleep. A lot of people do that. Do it. Like, I love it. So it's just like you're reprogramming your brain. A lot of my content is literally about reprogramming your brain, your subconscious mind, and your nervous system to be the best version of yourself. Your brain is just a computer. It's just like a computer, and we're just running programs. And all I'm trying to get you to do is update your programs to a version of whatever, like 2026, where we're thriving. Okay, that's all I'm here to do, and help you guys in that way. Um, Kurt says, Lauren, I really seriously need help because I have girl problems. Okay, Curtis, let's talk about it. Carla, amen. Hi, Carla. Um, and what is this? Is that Ulias? Ulias, hi, true. Hi, guys. I see some new names here, so that's exciting. Nice to meet you guys. Please let me know if you have any questions, any comments about mental health, psychology, neuroscience, being the best version of yourself, what some people call manifesting. I mean, I love talking about manifesting because it's really it's based in science and psychology. It's manifesting in general terms is about understanding the power of your mind and how powerful it is, and how you literally, it's your video game. It's your video game, babe. And you could literally create anything that you want. And it's really this ultimate like form of empowering yourself. And I really love helping people do that. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. But seriously, I have girl problems and I'm extremely overly dramatic about it. Okay, well, I'm getting the dramatic vibe, and that's okay. Let me know how I can help you. Peter says, yeah, that's what I mean. I take it in and talk through myself and not run into any traffic like a deer in headlights, but I still, oh, I'm sorry, but I sit with it and I'm not sure what to do, but I feel the intensity reduces. Yeah, I mean, it's just a process. And so that's what it is like just being uncomfortable for a second will lead to so much freedom. Anything about like healing and evolution is about that. And if you don't, I was just talking about this with a friend that I met up with that I hadn't seen in a while, actually. We met up for my birthday and like just to catch up and say hi. And we were talking about friends that we have in common. And some of them are just like, yeah, I'm doing the same shit, like almost like proud that they're doing the same shit. And it's like, no, you're not the same. You're worse. Like if you plateau, you're declining. Right. And so, and it's sad. It's really sad to watch people decline. But some people are so addicted to their comfort zone and they're so addicted to not looking at themselves because it's too scary to look at yourself and do actual work that they would rather just call themselves victims or blame everyone else, which is, I mean, a lot of it is that's narcissism, is when you just can't take any type of accountability and you blame everyone else. So that sucks. And but you know what? That's not what we do up in here in this realm. If you're here, we are dedicated and excited about being the best version of ourselves, right? And even when it's hard and it's difficult, I have to tell you, like, I myself have been in the depths of despair about having to look at certain parts that I needed to heal. I mean, that were just from childhood. They were just hard to look at. And then I did, and I'm so glad I did. It led to so much freedom. I stopped like having all these shitty relationships because I was able to heal like the original, aspect of it. So it's worth looking at. And then again, letting go helps you release those. It's a great book for helping you to release that. I have no affiliation with them. I'm not sponsoring them or anything like that. It's just David R. Hawkins' books are very good. I really like his work. Yeah, that's what I meant. Oh, sorry, I read that already. Let's see, but seriously, I have girl problems and Yeah, I read that. My grandmother Oh, I'm sorry about your grandmother. I'm not sure how that connects to your girl problems, but, I'm assuming that you really liked her, Curtis? Um, wait, or is that Curtis? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm assuming that you had a close relationship with her, and that is why. But anyway, leave more details if you want. But, I've mentioned this before in other live streams that we've had, like, some people are like the whole, like, victim blaming thing. If you are an adult, like a full able-bodied adult, I'm not talking about someone that has some type of, like, developmental delay, like any type of mental, thing where they can't make decisions on their own. And I'm not talking about, like, being, like, assaulted or, like, physically, I'm just talking about if you decide to be in a relationship, if you are fully, like, decide with your own cognition to be in a relationship and you get victimized, like, you get cheated on, you get this, like, something happens and you decide to continue to be in that relationship, I'm saying that and yes, you would feel like a victim. Have felt like a victim in those relationships. I've been in those relationships and have completely, like, healed, like, to the, like, Sophia stage, as they call it, of things, and that's why I'm so passionate about helping you guys. But if you can take responsibility for, like, why would I tolerate certain behavior? Because part of you is not understanding how precious and how amazing you are to if you did, you wouldn't be in those relationships. If your value and your self-worth is exactly where it should be, you wouldn't have attracted those relationships. And I could say that firsthand. I mean, I know that logically, but even I had a full master's degree and I didn't completely have my private practice yet, but I was like running like just I kept having these bad relationships and I'm like, what the heck? Like, and I'm telling you, it's not about the amount of education you have, it's about doing the healing. The education I have helps, but it's about actually doing the healing. And if you don't, and there's plenty of people in these streets on the internet that are very unhealed, that don't, and they're just like giving all this advice that they don't take themselves. And it's actually like not even good advice. Everyone was asking me to watch Housewives of Beverly Hills because there's this coach and she's like a multi-million-dollar coach. She's literally made millions of dollars and she doesn't take her own advice. Her relationship, I mean, she like puts down her husband. I would never, like when I am in a I'm just like very respectful of the person I'm with. She's not. I she's she constantly says that she's triggered all the time. When you're in a like, I'm rarely triggered. I've done enough work on myself to be like rarely triggered. And when I am, I'm like, oh, let me look at that. Look, not just be like, oh, you need to stop because you're triggering me. Like, you should not be a coach if you're ever thinking and just saying it on national TV. Wild, wild stuff. So anyway, it's just about doing the work. Curtis, but seriously, I hate my life and I'm really hurting. Well, Curtis, I'm really sorry that you're hurting so much. What can what can I do to help you? Like, if your grandmother just died, like, you just have to I mean, grieving sucks, and people do a lot to run away from it. They do a lot to not feel it, but when you grief is just like any other emotion, it's energy and motion, and you have to let it move through you. You have to let that move through you. Um, and you have to let yourself feel all the feelings without clinging on to anything. So it's like, I'm not going to stay in this state where I'm grieving. Let yourself grieve and then let it pass through you. And then also, from what I know about people that have crossed over, they want you to live your best life. They want you to not be in a perpetual state of sadness. So what can you do to honor her, your grandmother's memory, and like also do something that would make her happy? Because if you guys did get along, I'm sure she wants the best for you and wants you to do things that would make you happy, actually. Peter says, for me, the title of the book itself attracted me to the situation after you mentioned it. Yeah. Because that's what healing is. Like, some people, on social media, they're trying to be edgy and they're like, "Yeah, you don't need to heal." And I get that because you don't wanna stay in this perpetual state of like, "There's something wrong with me." There is absolutely nothing wrong with you, so I get the resistance to the word heal, but there's an opportunity for you to let something go. The past literally doesn't exist anymore. Like, in this present moment, you decided to be here right now, so you are here in this present moment. That means the past doesn't exist and the future doesn't exist. So if we're hyper focused on the future, we have anxiety, and that creates a lot of illness and mental health issues. And then if we're living in the past and trying to keep the past alive, especially past pain, you're literally re traumatizing yourself all the time, consciously and subconsciously. So if we could just let go of that, it's like we can acknowledge that sucked. That hurt. I shouldn't have had to go through that when I was a child. Of course not. And we also want to that's why inner child work is so amazing and so powerful. If you could reparent your inner child, it's going to really help. But can you come from a place of like, I am going to decide to release this so the past doesn't have me in a chokehold constantly? Um, Well, Curtis, if you're deciding that you can't calm down because you're overly dramatic, then I talk about this a lot. Like, you if you're over identified with an emotional state, then that's going to be your identity. And I can't do anything about that. If you want, or and you're the only one that has power over that. If you decide like, hey, I'm going through a rough time and I want to grieve and I want to get over this, then good. But if you're deciding that I can't and I really blah 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 and you're like, then that's the state you're going to be in. If you've been here for a while, we did this with Tim. Was his name Tim? I forget. But anyway, he was just always like arguing for his limitations or arguing for what he didn't like. So if you're so addicted to being a victim to suffering, well, I can't do anything for you. If you're just going to sit here and tell me this like the same thing over and over again, then you're addicted to suffering and being a victim. And, I would love helping people, but if you don't want my help and you just like some people will find people like me that genuinely love helping people and they just be like, I can't. Like I've had people hire me and just to like co-sign their bullshit, like, oh, I can't do this and I can't, like, I'm not the one. I will give you your money back. And there are plenty of wealthy people that hire people like me to just like, I'll pay you thousands of dollars just so you agree with me. No, bitch, I'm not doing that. I'm here to actually help people. So you could take my help or you could start every sentence with but. If you start every sentence with but, I can't help you because you don't want help. Peter says, I think the past few months I focused on myself than ever. I think you mean more than ever in my life. The universe through through my situation let me know that I needed it. Adversity brings growth as rough it can adversity brings growth as rough it can be experiencing it. I think I got what you're saying. Um, yeah, so focusing on yourself is important, and life, the universe, God will give you situations to it's like, "Hey, can you do this differently this time?" It's like, "And scene. Okay, take 48. Let's do it differently this time." And that's what adversity can be, and it could be and then else I also think of adversity as like, "Okay, I'm gonna let God, universe, whatever you call it, like, help me out in this situation. I truly believe that you're not meant to suffer. I really do. Um, I don't think that God wants you to suffer and be in pain. This whole thing about God's punishing you and testing, I don't believe that. I think that we're being refined and like it's like you say, I don't want assholes and takers in my life anymore. So one will come in and it's like, can you respond to it differently? Can you say no? There's something very powerful about a past energy or cycle or pattern coming in, and then you respond to it differently this time. So, yeah, that's you're getting a chance to do things differently. Um, Divine Reflection. I love that title, or I love that name. I love your channel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Divine Reflection. Um, so yeah, does anyone have any wins? It's nice if you're new here. Um, Again, I'm a therapist and mental health practitioner, and I do executive coaching as well. And I'm here to answer your questions about mental health, relationships, personality disorders. I have a course on thriving after narcissistic abuse and toxic relationships, and I help people. If you watch my content, I'd help people with that a lot. So let me know if you have any questions or if you have any wins to celebrate for the week. You can rewire your brain by celebrate. It could be the tiniest little win, the tiniest little win. Like, okay, today I got up 5 minutes earlier. Today I didn't complain about this. It could be something so small. Today I took extra care of myself. I hydrated myself. I made time for self-care, whatever it is. When you celebrate your wins, you give more and more and more and more momentum to that. It's so important. And it's like a really nice form of self-love too, to be able to do that. So, yeah, let me know, and let me know if you have any other questions, because I don't have many this I think. And honestly, I had, like, such a long day. I didn't look in my DMs, but I'll look in my DMs right now. Oh, yeah, the thing about, ADHD, um, some people it's funny, I had this post about ADHD being a scam. First of all, you probably if you only follow me on YouTube, you probably didn't see it because YouTube, like, shadow banned it, like but anyway, like, what I was saying is, like, I've been diagnosed with ADHD, and I just never let that be my personality, and I never, ever, ever use that as an excuse to not do something, and a lot of people do, and I think it's a way to really, like, disable yourself when you don't need to. I would never tell anyone I've told this to clients, it's like, that doesn't mean anything, and by the way, ADHD is kind of an invented thing because ADHD is just a way for your brain to adapt to a lot of stimulus, and ADHD comes from at some point when you were probably a child, you were overstimulated. Maybe you had parents fighting, maybe you had a lot going on, maybe you were moving all the time. There's something that was going on, and it was too much for your, like, little brain and nervous system to handle at the time. Like, a lot of children need a lot of, like, consistency and stability, and a lot of us didn't get that. No worries, like, it's fine. So your brain is so amazing that it was able to develop this mechanism to adapt to it. So it's kind of like, okay, I'm going to handle all these stimuli at different times, but I'm going to get everything done. And I personally think ADHD is a superpower, or ADD. So all I was saying is, like, I think it's a scam. Please do not take drugs for it. I personally don't recommend that. And I'm sure this live stream will get whatever shadow ban or whatever for me saying that, because I am not a proponent of the drug industry and what they try to, like, what it does to the human brain. All these drugs. I'm not into it because you don't need them. I promise you don't need them. I comment to make you angry. I'm late. You're fine. Um, Divine reflection. I'm finding it difficult to connect with some of my family members due to their negativity. Yeah, I've noticed that since I was 17 years old, that something is very neurotic with some of them. I hear you. And sometimes it's difficult. I don't know your exact situation, but a lot of times it's difficult if you are someone that is focused on personal development and personal growth, and certain people aren't in your family. There's often a disconnect, and there's often, um, it's like I call it like a vibrational mismatch. Like, these people are down here in, like, fear-based emotions, and maybe you're not. I'm finding it difficult. Oh, sorry. Okay, you wrote that twice. Yeah, so I completely understand that, divine reflection, and that, it's difficult because when it's with your family, we often have this sense of like they're my family and that's my tribe. I'm supposed to put up with whatever. And if you do start to separate them and you notice this disconnect, there is a grieving process associated with that, a grieving stage, I should say. I definitely had that grieving stage and tried to mitigate, like I kept trying to make it work. And in my case, I'm not saying this is for everyone. In my case, the more I decided to grow spiritually, psychologically, and everything, it just became more of a mismatch because there's certain people that couldn't control me. Um, there's certain people that their words, like they would put me down and it just didn't have the same effect because it's a form of control, right? Like they couldn't manipulate and control me anymore. And so it just became more and more of a mismatch to now I just don't talk to those people. And that's not a light decision. I don't say that like, oh, like it's just flippant. It's it was devastating and I wish it was different, but it's not. So I comment to make you angry. If everyone were tested, they would be diagnosed with AG. I mean, I maybe, yeah. Like I just in the rage that some people had, like you don't even know what you're doing. How are you a mental health professional if you I'm like because I actually care about people and brain health. And so for you to say and like those people are NPCs. I'm sorry, but if you're just fucking sheep and you're like, okay, let me take my drugs and sit on the couch and eat Doritos and say, oh, I can't be whatever in life because I have ADD and like those type of people, you're not my people. Like you're not going to watch my channel. You don't care about improving yourself. So fuck off and like stop commenting stupid shit on my video. And like a lot of people like don't even watch it because the video said ADHD is a scam, which is why I think YouTube suppressed it, because I think that they run ads that are from the pharmaceutical industry. So whatever, like I'm still gonna make my content. That's why that happened. But yeah, because it is, and I'm not okay with people negatively affecting their brains like that. Another person that talks about this a lot is Dr. Amen. Like you say amen, like his name is Dr. Amen. And he is one of the only psychiatrists that literally does brain scans of the brain. Because he was saying like psychiatrists prescribe a medication to an organ, the brain, that they don't even examine. And he's one of the few psychiatrists that actually examines the brain. And what does he prescribe? He prescribes saffron and he prescribes all these like actual like high quality supplements, not any type of psych meds, which will only damage you even more, but it will keep you buying more prescription medication. Peter, there is success and learning. There is a success and learning opportunity, and I have my opportunity to handle it different. Win. Good. That is a win. So, like I said, I've been dealing much better in dealing with my feelings, not let thoughts run amok like before. Love it, Peter. Love it. That is a win. Because when you do that, then manipulative people can't have like a little chokehold on you. And also, you're empowered, you're in control of your life. Hi, Matthew. Divine reflection is my best option is still to keep my distance whilst being, quote, loving. It's tricky when dealing with your family. It is, yes. So I would say, yeah, keeping your distance. And what I mean by that is having boundaries. And what do boundaries look like for you? Not getting involved in the drama, not doing things that make you uncomfortable, not getting involved in other people's stuff, not being a pawn in certain situations. Again, I don't know your exact, like, so it's kind of like you can be loving from a distance. And another thing is that you can, separate with love. So you don't have to like amputate, like, fuck you, I'm never talking to you again. But you can detach with love and be like, you know what, I love you, but I can't do this for my own mental health, for my own. And I did that. I mean, and by the way, if you are dealing with someone that's highly narcissistic, they're not gonna like that. They're still you could detach in any type of way, and they're still gonna be like, "You're bad," or whatever. That's okay. They can have whatever reaction they want, and I'm just telling you that because I've firsthand been through that, and they kicked and screamed, "You're being selfish, you're being," and I'm like, "I'm detaching with love from this situation," and if you're dealing with toxic people, they don't like that they can't manipulate and control you, that they can't use you as supply to be a pawn in whatever situation. They're not gonna like it. If they are truly toxic people, they're not gonna respect your boundaries. But you still have to have your boundaries and say, like, okay, I know that they're gonna be upset. I know that they're gonna kick and scream. And I know that that actually has nothing to do with me. And it doesn't, unfortunately. It's kind of, like, brutal to look at, like, "Oh, I just set a boundary with people that are my family and they're supposed to care, but now they're upset that I have boundaries." That's an indication of someone actually not caring about you, which sucks, but you still have to have your boundaries, and I'm saying that because I don't want to get to a point where you, like, hit rock bottom so hard, and that's what happened to me, that it just becomes, like, so hard and so devastating, you're so dysregulated. I'd rather you divine reflection and anyone that's watching, I'd rather you be in a place where it's like, "Hey, I can notice that this is unhealthy for me, so I'm gonna draw this boundary right now and decide to love you from a distance. I know you're my family, but that doesn't mean you get to abuse me and push my boundaries and make me anxious or, like, dysregulate my nervous system all the time." So, and sometimes in the healing process, you notice that you kind of create your own family, and it has nothing to do with, who's biologically related to you. That's another thing. I comment to make you angry. Also, Lauren, with the utmost love and respect for you regarding ADHD, people aren't as active as we are meant to be. We're not meant to sit and stare at screens. Yeah, I mean, but people like staring at screens. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why you said it like that, like with the utmost respect. I'm literally saying that. Like it's just like people would rather sit and eat their Doritos in front and be like, "Oh, I can't because I have ADHD and I just can't do this and I can't." Yes, you can. I feel like I get, like, a lot more done. Like, the video that I made, I was literally talking about the fact that, like, my day, and I filmed it on a Saturday. So I got up and I started to put my gym clothes on, then I stopped to put water in my thing, then got coffee, then I called my friend giving her advice, whatever. I had 1 sock on and just pants. I'm walking around and I'm cleaning my house, then I had to hang up with her, and then I'm like, "Oh, shit," like, I have a client to talk to on the phone. I finished getting dressed, talked to that client, did my laundry at the same time, organized my place, had a great phone call because with my clients, we have sessions, but I talk to my clients every day. I'm not like a typical therapist. I'm more That's why I'm more of a coach. And then by the time it was 11 a.m. on a Saturday, I had done so much and filmed that video. And did I get it all done linearly? No, like, at one point I had 1 sock on and, like, I wasn't even fully dressed and, like, it doesn't matter, but I got so much more done than the average non-neurodivergent person. All I'm saying is, like, it's a superpower, really, and so we need to stop, like, these labels are to people that are weak and, like, want to be a victim and wanna make excuses so they don't have to do anything that's outside of their comfort zone. They're just like, "I have ADHD." Okay. See how that works out for you. Um, I come to make you angry. Our ancestors were highly active. Yeah, like we're still meant to be active. As an example, I'm Danish. I'm going from rowing a ship for 7 days in the sea to swinging swords. Yeah. Yeah, we're meant to be active. I wake up every day and I work out. Like, I do think it's so important for your mental health to do that. So, and sitting and staring at a screen, I think it's a way for us to consciously and subconsciously be controlled. And that's why I'm saying, like, have your standards for every area of your life, your health, wealth, relationships, and career, and that will stop a scrolling addiction. That will stop, and I'm fine for like a good, if you want to binge watch something like maybe 1 day a week or something like that. But if it's like you can't wait to numb out and do that, that's a different thing. Okay, so we want to be in um, a place where we're we're positively contributing to every area of our life, and we're not numbing out, and we're not making excuses or what I call arguing for your limitations. So instead of being whatever, like the best version of yourself, you're saying, oh, you're basically making an excuse for that and defending like, oh, here's why I can't do that. Okay, well then don't don't come to me with your victim story. Peter, have you read the book The Subtle Art of course, yes. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson? Yes, I have. Apparently, it is a good read, I'm sure. It comes to make you angry. Will love the title, I assume. I liked it too. So, yeah, I like Mark Manson's work in general. Yeah, I liked his book. James, hi, Lauren. Checking in the live stream. Love you. Love you too. Hi, James. Comment to make you angry because I respect you. What the fuck? You're cute when you get angry. Well, okay. I'm glad you think so. But yeah, um, that is, I feel like I'm passionate about what I'm talking about, you guys. And I'm passionate about like, and I do this with my clients, and sometimes I have clients like drop off because they're like, oh, you're not gonna just baby like my comfort zone. I'm like, no, like I'm not gonna help you like just be like less than, like I've had clients that are like, oh yeah, I want to lose weight. And then when I help them put together, so they're like, oh yeah, well, I mean, literally it will be like 20 days in a row. So this thing happened and I couldn't go to the gym. Okay, well, you want me to just like you're hiring me for something and I'm to help you with this, but you won't get past the mental block. And then you have people that are like co-signing your bullshit, but I'm not co-signing your bullshit. So I'm here to help you be the best version of yourself. Mm. Sorry. Hope you didn't hear me gulp. Let's see. Any wins for you? Any wins this week for you? For me, I think connecting with certain friends for me like has been good. And I feel like just because like I was saying, I just had a birthday and celebrating with certain people, it like kind of it parts the sea for getting rid of certain energy and certain energy that's supposed to be in my life and energy that's not supposed to be in my life. So that was good. Just nurturing my actual quality relationships. What's up, Peter? Okay, I like how you guys are friends. That's cute. Any other questions? I have to say, I've been tired. Well, it's just been a lot. It's been an action-packed month, actually. So, but I'm really proud of you guys, especially Peter. I love how you're showing up for yourself, Peter. That's super important. Oh my God, here we go with the red wig again. Once Lauren rocks the red wig, that's a win for everyone. I will. I need to get it out and I will do that. I'll make content with it. I promise I will. One of these days soon. I miss my red wig. I miss like, I've gone through my actual hair. I had blonde for a while, but I like it this color better now. But my red wig is awesome. Yep, you gave some excuse and don't. I did give an excuse. No one can control me. And that's for everyone listening. No one can control you unless you allow them to, and like unless you want to live under that illusion. But I have been making excuses for it. Oh my God, I'm so tired. BK Abacus, rough day, ready for a good night's sleep. Yes, let's have a good night's sleep. Sorry you had a rough day. Hopefully the rough day is because there might be some negativity that you're letting go of. Something that sometimes rough days are about just letting go of certain things that aren't serving you anymore. and we gotta be like, "Oh, fuck, that sucked," to actually be able to let it go. Anyway, anything else, you guys? Do you have a mantra you typically say every day or remind yourself? It changes, it depends on what I'm working on. Um, but the mantra, I guess I think of it more as a prayer, but it could be a mantra too, is thank you. I learned one time that thank you is the only prayer you need, and I'm like it just resonated so deeply with me, and I'm like, "Wow, that's beautiful and so true." So I just say thank you all the time, and, like, I wake like, literally, when I open my eyes in the morning, my brain is just, like, trained that way. I'm just like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you," and then it'll start filling in with, "Oh, I'm so thankful that my health is amazing. I'm so thankful for the friends I have. I'm so thankful for this beautiful place that I live in. I'm thankful for all my amazing clients and my people that join me on live streams." I just like it like floods my mind with everything that I'm grateful for. And gratitude is such a potent and powerful energy. So, the one consistent mantra, if you will, I have is thank you. I have a narcissistic story for you, Lauren. Wait, I have a narcissistic story you would love, Lauren. It's unfixable, is what it is. Yeah, most narcissists are like that. It's not yours to fix, even though they make everything feel like it's your fault. Okay, go ahead if Lauren is okay. Um, Hi, Big Pontiac. Greetings. I definitely show gratitude when I meditate. Yes, especially in meditation. Excellent point, Big Pontiac. Like, so when you are in a meditative state, typically your body is more relaxed. And I talk about this more on Soothing Sundays when I'm giving you guys neurological reprogramming tools, because I talk a lot about, okay, slow down your breathing. And if your eyes are closed, getting into that meditative state. And from there, if you can have gratitude, because typically your brain is in a theta state. And when you're in a theta state, your brain is more suggestive. It's more, your subconscious mind is more receptive to new things. So if you can say thank you for this, and even say thank you for things that you want in your life, but saying thank you for them as if you already have them. So thank you for that relationship, or thank you for that amount of money, or thank you for this situation that's resolved, or thank you for my amazing health, as if you already have it when you're in that meditative state, is going to really help. Definitely always express gratitude when you're meditating. Um, Divine reflection, that frequency attracts great things into your life as well. Absolutely, it does. Energy, yeah, like attracts like, it's just been proven in every form of science, nature, like everything, like attracts like. Peter, thanks for sharing your mantra. I guess it lets you focus on things you are thankful for. Yes, that's what thank you does. Simple and meaningful. Yeah, absolutely. James, in everything, give thanks to the Lord first. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Period, James. That's it. Like, yes, just give thanks. Um, Pray in gratitude. There's another Bible quote that like just says like to, but that is the primary one. In everything, give thanks to the Lord first. Like, and everything will fall into place. I comment to make you angry. I had a dark cloud over my head. My what's life, but I know it's from my being. That, yeah, i I think it's really not only normal but important to have moments like that, because it can sharpen our sense of like why, or sharpen our sense of like what our purpose is, why we're here. And I kind of like when I have moments like that, it could be intimidating for me, but it also like heightens my sense of, and sharpens. I don't know why the word sharpen is like very prominent to me right now, but it sharpens my and gives clarity to my sense of why, like my purpose and how I came here to like serve people, which is really important to me. Peter says, "Now I really want you to open up if you can." Peter wants you to get into your feelings. Be vulnerable. It's not for YouTube. Wow. There's that. Okay. It's R-rated or above. Wow, okay. You guys are funny. Well, if you guys don't have any other questions or comments, excellent comments today, guys. Thank you for all of your comments and questions. Oh, I'm sure you could write a book. But yeah, thank you for all of your comments. And again, if you have questions, you can DM me on Instagram or TikTok. I don't look at Facebook as much, and my Facebook is my name, and so I just don't check it out. And so, but Instagram and TikTok, I am definitely active on. So, yeah. And see, this is why I want to start a community of like a coaching community where we could like meet on Zoom and then like chat more interactively. But we'll have to see how that goes. That would be that'd be like a low fee like membership thing, and I'm still sorting out like if I want to do that, what would that look like? But it'd be fun to like be able to like talk, and like do coaching like in a small group setting, and then we could talk where I'm just not reading your comments. No, it's not like that. It's just a long and complicated for people who are white collar rabbits, wolves, and lions. Peter, write that down. Oh God. Okay. I comment to make you angry is giving people notes. Well, it was great talking to you guys. If there are any topics, so the next time we'll be meeting is for Soothing Sundays. If there's any like topic that you really want me to delve into and, talk about it from like psychology, neuroscience, quantum physics, let me know. Use AI to summarize it. Oh God. Actually, AI is good for that. I have to say. And you've got Peter's curiosity piqued. I comment to make you angry. You can make a little YouTube video on it, put on your YouTube channel, and we'll watch it, and then we'll discuss it. We can do that if you want. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up. It was so nice hanging with you. And I will talk to you soon. I love you guys.